Hello, folks. Welcome to the Mindset Artistry Podcast. I'm your host, David DiPaolo. Thank you for joining. This is episode number 30, another milestone. I am very grateful and thankful for that. And that is the title of this podcast, this episode, Grateful and Thankful. Yes, I know, grateful is spelled incorrectly. Before you think that I'm an idiot and I spelt it wrong, it's spelled that way for a reason. Because you should be grateful and thankful for all of the great things that you have in your life. You need to appreciate them, you need to value them, and you need to really understand that you are blessed in so many ways, because there are things in your life that you probably take for granted that other people would dream to have, that other people would kill to have. So you need to really be grateful and thankful for all of these things that you have in your life. You need to understand that. You need to appreciate it. You need to value it. And it's important, right? So I'm dropping this podcast on Thanksgiving, a holiday that traditionally is to celebrate thankfulness and to just, be thankful and enjoy that with your friends and family and whoever you're celebrating with. You celebrate that by, maybe cooking a big meal, maybe having some drinks, maybe some other traditions that you do, some family traditions. But it is a great holiday. And look, I understand not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving. They don't believe in it, and that's fine. But it's still a day that you could be grateful and thankful. And that leads me to my point, and the point of this podcast is, yes, today is Thanksgiving. But you don't need a specific holiday to be grateful and thankful, okay? You should be grateful and thankful every single day, all right? Reason being is, being grateful for the things that you have in your life, the things that you are blessed with in your life, it is a great way to live, okay? Because that is showing that you are appreciative of everything that you have in your life. Is your life perfect? Probably not. Are there things that you want? Yes, I hope so. Is there things that could be better, things that you're working on? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's life. That's part of personal development and getting better and bettering your life. But I promise you, there are plenty of things in your life that, some people would only hope and dream to have, right? There are plenty of things in your life, and most of them should be things that money can't buy, not material things, right? Like your family, your friends, maybe your pets, these things that are just priceless to you, right? And you really need to appreciate them and value them while they are here, okay? Because look, let me get a little stoic here, but at the end of the day, any of these things, any of your loved ones, anything could be taken from you any second, right? And you know that, because I'm sure you've experienced loss in your life. I sure have. So you already know that, unfortunately, people do die and people, move on. And, you're stuck trying to fill that void. Well, don't fill that void when they're gone. Fill it now while they're here, okay? Appreciate the things the people while they're here. Appreciate the things that money can't buy, and be grateful and thankful for them, right? And that's so important. And, a lot of times, when someone passes away, there's a feeling of regret, right? Like, I wish I would have spent more time with that person. I wish I would have said this to this person. I wish I would have told them how much I love them and how important they were to me, right? And you have these thoughts after someone dies. But the thing is, all these other people, all these other loved ones are still around you, right? So don't repeat that cycle, right? Make sure that you are spending time with your loved ones. You are enjoying your time with your loved ones, and that you're grateful and thankful for them and appreciative of them. And listen, are there some shitty people out there? Are there some people out there that aren't worth your time? Some former friends, or maybe some family you don't talk to anymore? Yeah, they're out there. And guess what? All right, so what? So you do ignore them if you just can't repair that. But appreciate the ones that are there for you. Show up for the people who show up for you. Appreciate the people that love you. Show that appreciation, right? That's so important to me. I really make it a point. My wife and I, we host a lot of events at our house, a lot of different parties, different occasions, and that's a great thing. I mean, I want to be around my family and friends as much as I possibly can. especially at my age. It's something maybe in the past that I wasn't so good at. And now I am. So that's very, very, very important to me to be around and spend time with the people that I love. Okay. So appreciate them, be grateful for them, be thankful for them. And you should do that as much as you possibly can. So it shouldn't just be on Thanksgiving. Okay. But being a grateful person, and it's not just about loved ones spending time with them, but it's everything in your life. Like, you should be very grateful for everything that you do have in your life. Because like I said, there are plenty of people out there who don't have what you have. There are plenty of people out there that would trade places with you in a second, even though, yeah, sure, your life maybe is not perfect and it can be better. I promise you there are people out there who have it worse. So you should be very grateful for what you do have, okay? And look, you'll hear people say, be grateful for what you have, because if you're not, you can't invite other things into your life, right? Like that's a big thing you'll hear out there from influencers or different people in their content, that, oh, you have to be grateful, because if not, well, then, how are you going to get that new watch that you want, or the new house, or the new car? And usually it's pegged to like a materialistic thing, which, I mean, look, that's fine. I like nice things as well, but they're not my sole driver in life. So yeah, I mean, is that true that maybe you have to be grateful for things that invite other things? And you're like, yeah, maybe it is. I don't know, but that's not why I do it. Okay. So look, I start every single day with a mantra, and there's certain things that I say to myself, that I go over out loud, that I say. And the first one is always what I'm grateful for. And who knows? It could be a list of 10 things, 30 things. So I just start rattling stuff off, right? And I'll tell you what, 99% of them are things that money just can't buy, right? It has nothing to do with that. But for me, by doing that every single day, it keeps things in perspective. It reminds me what's important to me. It reminds me of the things that I do have in my life that I am very thankful and grateful for, that I know that can be taken away from me, that I know that I'm blessed, right? So that it just puts me in a good mood. It puts me in a great place, and it puts me in a place where I can appreciate these things and really, really, truly value them in a way that most people don't, right? And then I go through a list of a bunch of other things that I do in my mantra as well. Maybe one day I'll talk about all those on a specific podcast, because since doing that, it was probably about 5 years ago that I started doing this mantra. And since then, I've seen incredible changes in my life, and it helps me a lot. Maybe it'll help you too. But the first one that I do every single day is gratitude. You'll hear people say, have an attitude of gratitude. That's a good quote or a saying out there. And I like that, right? Like, having a good attitude is something that I talk about. Attitude is very, very important in your life. So having an attitude of gratitude is a great way to live. You should be grateful. You should be thankful for the things that you have in your life. It is very, 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 very important. So look, this was, again, the Thanksgiving episode, I guess, right? But it's really more about just being grateful and thankful for the things that you have in your life. Appreciate them. You are blessed. I know sometimes it may not seem that way, and it's easy to kind of get beat down a little bit when things maybe aren't going your way, or you have a couple losses in a row, and things, you're going, in tough times, and it just seems like nothing's going right. Believe me, I've been there. I've been there a lot. And how to get out of that, how to feel better, is to start appreciating the things, again, that money can't buy, the things that you do have, things that you do have in your life that you should be grateful and thankful for. And when you do that, again, it does put things in perspective, right? Because instead of thinking about all of your problems all the time, instead of thinking about all the things that you don't have, instead of, having that negative mindset and thinking about that stuff all the time, like, that'll beat you down. That'll keep you there. Instead of having that mindset, being more appreciative of the great things that you do have, that's going to just put you in a better mood. Okay. That's going to have you see the big picture. That's going to give you a better, clear-eye view of things, because then all of a sudden you take a step back and you look at all these things that you were so worried about, these things that you were worried about that you don't have, or you need to fix, or these things that aren't going right. and you're looking instead at the things that are going right. You're looking at the things that you have in your life that you're very, very grateful and thankful for, right? That's going to put you in a better mood. That's going to put you in a better state of mind, okay? And then when you do that, when you have that better mindset, then it is so much easier for you to accomplish all these other things that you want to. It is so much easier for you to get through hard times when you're appreciating and being grateful and thankful for the good things that you have. Because now it's almost like tunnel vision, right? You're not focused on these bad things. You're not focused on all these hard things that you're going through. You're not focused on these things that you don't have. Instead, you're focusing on all the good stuff. And when you're doing that, it's kind of keeping you on track, and it's keeping your eye on the goal line, right? Like, this is the finish line. This is where I need to get to. I can't worry about all this other stuff. I can only control what I can control. And I want to be very appreciative and thankful of the great things that I do have. And I want to focus on them. And I want to be happy about that. And I want to appreciate that. And that, when you do that, is going to put you in such a better mood. It's going to give you such a better attitude. So maybe it is an attitude of gratitude, right? And when you do that, like I said, you're going to be able to do a lot more. You're going to be able to endure a lot more. You're going to be able to accomplish a lot more. And you're going to do it because you see the big picture. And because of that, you have a better mindset. And look, at the end of the day, when you're happier, when you're in a good mood, when you have a good mindset, it is so much easier for you to get through life and to accomplish the things that you want to. If you have a piss poor attitude and you're always focused on problems, then you're not going to be able to do anything. Like, it's going to mess with your psyche. It is a terrible mindset to have. But when you're focused on solutions, when you're focused on all the good things that you have, you could break down walls, okay? You can accomplish anything when you have that mindset and you're focusing on the good things in your life, okay? So be grateful, be thankful. I sure am. I thank you all for joining. I thank you all for getting me to 30 episodes. We're going to keep going. The year's closing out. We're looking forward to a great 2025. But thank you all. Have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. If you don't, look at the things that you should be grateful and thankful for, and then remind yourself of those every single day, and you will be able to accomplish a lot more in life when you do think that way. Thank you, and I will see you all next week.